It's ups and downs and anything. Keep going, my nigga. It's better than I damn near had to sacrifice everything. Keep going, my.
It's ups and downs and anything. Rises and fallers. Week 36. Segment 36. Depending on how you're taking us in. So Rises and fallers, where we simply take stock of our athletes over the previous week and the organizations who's been rising in stock and who's been falling in stock. It's your boy Mellow TMG. So good to be back, man. It's so good to be back. But before we get started, make sure you like and subscribe. If you listen to us on YouTube, make sure you follow us on all socials. That'll be Instagram, that'll be Twitter. Make sure as well you listen to us audibly. That'll be Apple Podcasts, that'll be the Spotify. But yeah, let's get right into it. The first rise of the week is none other than the boy wonder, Shakur Stevenson. Ooh wee. This is why I'm rubbing my hands. Ooh wee, what a performance. And the new WBO lightweight champion of the world, now 17-0, 9 KOs. He did win by technical knockout. He's now a 2-weight world champion. Boy, champion at 126, I believe super featherweight, and now 130, lightweight. Boy, just 24 years old, ladies and gentlemen, just 24 years old. And he called out Oscar Valdez to add insult to injury, but you know, that guy that's been taking banned substances, let's just say that. But anyways, enough of that guy. This is Shakur Stevenson's time to shine. He passed his litmus test with flying colours. Special performance, and he looked like the future pound for pound number one, which people have been touting him for, and I was very, very impressed with that performance. There was shades a little bit in that performance of Floyd Mayweather, especially looking at the statistics. You know, in these last 43 rounds, he's outlanded his opponent, and that's what Floyd Mayweather does. You know, hit and not get hit. Especially with the speed, the vicious punches, and he really did up the performance. He upped the ante, he changed the tempo when it was required to be changed. And he literally, there's a saying, when you want to win a belt, you got to take the belt from the champion. He ripped it. He absolutely ripped it. He ripped the belt from Jamel Herring's hands. Damn, speed kills. His speed was, not just the speed and timing. He was killing Jamel Herring all night long. Pinpoint accuracy, the jab was working well, piercing jab, pinging back Jamel Herring's head. It was crazy. It was so crazy. And he was, even though in terms of height-wise, because I believe Jamel Herring's at 5'10", 5'11", and Stevenson is, Shakur is 5'6"-ish, but Shakur looked like the bigger man. He was the one that was causing the damage. He was the one that was in the center of the ring, and he was causing Jamel Herring to orbit around him. I mean, the combinations to body and head were insane. I can always tell guys the dexterity of punches, punch variation, changing it up. And he picked Herring completely apart. He picked him apart. He was solid. He was strong. He was very, very sharp. And that's what Shakur Stevenson did. What a performance. Shout out to you, my guy. Shakur Stevenson, what a guy. That's boxing and sweet science. Now we'll go to basketball. We go to the first ever player to become a 20 and 10 player, not just 20 points and 10 rebounds. It's 20,000 points and 10,000 assists, 20K and 10K, the first ever player to do it. It's none other than Chris Paul. He joins an elite club of one. He's a one of one. There's no other player, at least right now, that's achieved what he's able to achieve. I mean, throughout the history, Hall of Fame such as John Stockton, 19.7K, 15.8K, Oscar Robertson, 26.7K, 9.8K, Gary Payton, 21.8K, 8.9K, crazy numbers. And I believe Magic Johnson's in the 19,000 in terms of points and 13,000-ish in terms of assists. But they came close, but they didn't reach the 20,000 and 10,000 milestone and landmark that CP3 has obtained and achieved. To be fair, soon that club will be a club of two, because LeBron James, he's only 299 assists away, and going by his career averages of 7 assists, roughly 7.3, 7.4, he'll probably get that in just over 40 games for the mathematicians out there. 299 divided by 7 is basically 42 and some change. So that's what he's going to achieve. Also as well, he's 5th in all-time assists as it stands currently. He's 5th in all-time steals as well. You know, he's really filling out the stat sheet. That's 20,000 points, 10,000 assists, 5th in assists, 5th in steals. Boy, he's really there. He really is there. The only thing he's really lacking, obviously, is size, his blocks and rebounds, but that's out of his hands. So from basketball, we go to football. We go to Mohamed Salah, the Egyptian king, the best player in the world. I'm sorry, he's just the best player in the world. Especially the strength of the Premier League right now and what he's doing in the Champions League as well. I believe he scored consistently in 7 or 8 games on the trot. And he tore Man United to shreds, helping to inflict United's biggest and heaviest defeat in their history. One of the biggest and heaviest defeats in their history. Definitely the biggest of the Premier League era. Wow. He's the first player as well, another first to bag a hat-trick at Old Trafford in the Premier League era. Boy, he has been so sharp in around the box. Not just that, his game has improved. And this is why I feel comfortable saying he's the best player in the world right now. Because he's doing things that he wasn't doing before. Technically, he's taking his game to a new level. Execution-wise, he's taking his game to a new level. The assists he's doing, the passes, the dribbling, the close control, the right foot's also improved as well. Damn, I mean, you have to honour him on both sides. He's becoming a real nightmare. Right now, he's the best player in the world. People are trying to scream Ballon d'Or. It's too late for that. I mean, guys need to understand, Ballon d'Or's done on the season before. It really is. If you don't win the Champions League, if you're not there or thereabouts in the Champions League, if you don't win an international trophy, or you're not there or thereabouts, you don't have great numbers from last season, I'm sorry. I mean, this season is only really there to help boost the guys who were close from last season, their numbers-wise. That's what it really is about, to be honest. And maybe if you could do something major, let's say there's an international trophy next season up for grabs, if you can squeak through qualification, I believe like Ronaldo did one season against Sweden. He had a great performance against Ibrahimovic and Sweden, and pushed Portugal to qualification. I believe that was for the 2016 Euros, which they ended up winning. So big moments, big game players. Yeah, but Salah, wow. Damn. But yeah, from football, from the rise, we go to the fallers, we go to basketball. We go to one Kyrie Irving, who was left off the top 75 players of all time team. I'm sure him and his inner circle will be upset with that. And they have every right to be, because he's a top player. Maybe not top 75, but top 100. He's been left in the shadows. He's been left behind, out of sight, out of mind. And it hasn't been a good last few weeks for Kyrie, to be honest. I mean, he's becoming... They're trying to forget about him in basketball, but, his vaccination stance is so loud. It's hard to forget him. He's always in the news right now. But for the wrong reasons, because he wants to be in the news for his basketball and his play. And, one of the greatest ever in terms of... the greatest ever in terms of ball handling. And probably the greatest ever in terms of under the basket finishing for, probably of all sizes, to be fair. I mean, wow, the way he could contort his body, agility. I mean, boy, Kyrie's just a bag of tricks. And he's a nightmare on the court. He's getting eviscerated by the mainstream media, which is sad for his stance. To be fair, the great Floyd Mayweather, the greatest boxer of all time, he's backing him, so, Maybe there's light at the end of the tunnel. But from basketball, we go to boxing, the sweet science again. One Jamel Herring, 35 years of age, army vet, tough as they come. I believe he served twice in Iraq. He'll be a bit disappointed that he got TKO'd. In fact, he'll be very disappointed. And, he probably thought he could have fought through it, because obviously he's been through so much, and, guys of that ilk could come from the army. They've seen many things that normal civilians wouldn't want to see and wouldn't be able to deal with. So he's as tough as they come. But after the first round, he was doomed. I mean, his corner was saying, shout out to his corner, Bo Mack, who trains Terence Crawford, one of the pound-for-pound best right now. But he's saying he needs to commit after the first round, which is usually bad signs, but he was telling him the real deal, the real spiel, that you need to commit, you need to throw hands, you need to get into the range, let your hands go to the body and head. You need to put a dent in this boy. You need to slow him down. That boy being Shakur Stevenson. But, you know, he couldn't hit him really with any crisp shots of notes. Like, he couldn't push him back the whole night and the whole fight. It was quite sad. I mean, he couldn't. He just couldn't. He had no effect on Shakur Stevenson basically whatsoever. He landed some body punches, but Shakur Stevenson was just walking straight through him. And he found it difficult to find his rhythm, that being Jamel Herring. But yeah, by my book, before the TKO in the 10th, he got completely shut out. He lost every single round. I mean, you could argue round 5, but yeah, he lost every single round in my opinion. Both two of the 3 judges had that. To be fair, I mean, he had spots in rounds, but it weren't enough for him to gain the full round. Especially when you consider that wonderful stat that I mentioned to you guys. Shakur Stevenson hasn't been outlanded in the last 43 rounds. So you having spots and he's still outlanding you is going to be crazy. Jamel, he tried everything to his credit. He tried to mud up the fight, try to make it a brawl, inside fighting, scrappy. He even tried low blows and everything to the thigh, to the hip, to the private parts. But Shakur just had an answer for everything he threw at him, literally and figuratively. And, you know, even before he got TKO'd in the 10th, I believe with 2 minutes, 22 on the clock, the fight got stopped because the referee wanted the doctor to review his cut. And I know that swayed the referee's decision to end the fight early. But Jamel Herring, it's mad. It's mad. It might be the end of the road for your boy Jamel Herring. We shall wait and see. So from Jamel Herring still keeping in boxing, we got to Dillian the Body Snatcher Whyte. Unfortunately, he had to pull out of his fight with Otto Wallin, which is a fight that I was looking forward to attending. After the MRI and consultation with a specialist confirmed the extent of his shoulder injury. Like I said, the fight would have been a movie. I would have been there. It would have been more great content for you guys, and it would have been another great experience for me personally. But, you know, I wasn't able to do that. But, you know, next time I've got some more in store for you guys. But yeah, the way things are unfolding, he looks set to step aside Otto Wallin in the hopes to secure a fight with Fury, who is his Whyte is the mandatory of Fury for the WBC belt. And if it's available, which, like I said, he deserves, he should take that fight. And he's playing chess, not checkers. There are rumours that have been swirling around that he's, you know, faking injury, which is not completely out of the realms of possibility, I'll be honest. But this is a no-brainer. To fight Tyson Fury for the Lineal Heavyweight Championship, the WBC Championship, and, you know, to put yourself in the ring for potentially the undisputed titles, or to fight Otto Wallin, a tricky customer. Come on, man. You want to take the risk, go take the risk with all the marbles on the line. And so I understand it from that side of things, and it's basically boxing. That's how boxing works, I guess. I mean, yeah. But yeah, he said, these are the words from Whyte. He said, this is a no-brainer. Tyson Fury is considered the best heavyweight ever, which people are saying. So fight him or fight somebody who doesn't even know how to speak properly. The words of Dillian Whyte on Otto Wallin. All he does is cry. Him and his promoter, Dimitri Salita, they cry like babies, crying. He's lost 15,000 in training camp. I spent 10 times that amount on training camp. That would be 150 bucks. So yeah, it's crazy. But, you know, it's your boy Mello. But before I leave you guys, if you're wondering where I got this fly hoodie from, you know, the werewolves. Damn. Grizzly, we tough. A meal. I'll put the app in my in the description of this video. Meal Clothing. Shout out to brothers. They're trying to make, you know. This hoodie is, you know, it's wavy. I can't even lie. I know you guys know that I look good in this hoodie, so make sure you check them out for sure. But yeah, it's your boy Mello, TMG. I'm out.